What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Conscious Dollars, where culture meets capital and where we talk about money with meaning. I'm your host, Dr. King McCray, and today's episode is a really, really special one. As you see, we got the red light district going on. We got the red lights popping in here. I got the red shirt on, and that's for a specific reason, right? As we close out the 40-day boycott of Target, a movement that's gained national traction and sparked economic dialogue, we're unpacking what happened. I want to unpack where we go from here, and I really want to get down to the nuts and bolts of it. So let's talk numbers. Let's talk DEI, but most importantly, let's talk about accountability. All right, so a little bit of a backstory for those of you that don't understand or don't know what the boycott is or what happened. So the Target boycott actually began on March 5th, Ash Wednesday. We had Reverend Jamal Bryant and a coalition of other faith leaders launched the Target Fast, right? It was a 40-day boycott in response to Target's rollback of his DEI programs. Now, Target had previously pledged over $2 billion in support of Black-owned businesses by the end of 2025. But earlier this year, they dissolved their REACH program, it ended their internal DEI efforts, and rebranded their supplier diversity initiative. Now, this decision by itself triggered outrage and a national call for action. So people had to get things in place. So faith leaders, consumers, and activists urged the public to withhold their dollars, not out of hate, right? There's no animosity. People still love Target, but out of hope for change.
Because what we learned from the Montgomery bus boycott is that racist America doesn't respond to speeches. They respond to dollars. And if they start losing $29 million a day for 40 days, we will break the back of the system. I want to go on record that not only am I asking you to fast for 40 days from Target, I am telling you to sell all of your Target stock. I want the stock to go down because we are standing in righteous indignation against racism and sexism in this nation.
Now, with that change, what did it actually cost Target? Well, let's talk about the impact, right? In just a matter of weeks, Target stock dropped nearly 13%. And for those of you that's doing the math and looking at that, I think it was like $27.27 a share. That ended up being about $12.4 billion dip in the value in the market, all right? That's no small drop in the bucket. So foot traffic in the stores fell sharply. Online chatter turned into shareholder anxiety. People started going all crazy. The city of Riviera Beach, the police department or the police pension fund, they even filed a class action lawsuit. And they accused Target of misleading the investors, talking about their financial risk that was tied to the DEI initiatives and so many other things. Now, if this ain't what you call a social movement, I really don't know what you want to call it. I mean, I guess we could call it a market movement, right? Because I think that it sent a clear message that the public perception is profitability. And we all as individuals want to be profitable, but also with our initiatives. Now, so what does all of this say about DEI and where we're going to today? So this moment with Target is part of a larger corporate trend. It's really part of a much bigger picture that I think that we really need to focus on, because you have other individuals like Walmart and Meta. We've seen a quiet but deliberate rollback of their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs across America. So some of it's driven by lawsuits. Others, of course, we know by politics, right? And some is even by fear. But here's where we can't forget. DEI was never a trend. It was a tool, and a tool that was leveling the playing field and unlocking economic opportunity and equality for underserved communities. Something I stand for, something I know a lot of you stand for as well. So when DEI leaves the boardroom, it takes opportunity with it and it walks out the door. So the key question is, where do we go from here? Well, this upcoming Sunday doesn't just mark the end of the Target Fast. It's also the final day of the Economic Blackout 2.0. Now, this is a 3-day movement encouraging consumers to redirect their spending to local, Black-owned, and DEI-committed businesses. So this is where you got to put up or shut up, right? This is where you actually need to show up and put your money where your mouth is and stop just talking dollars, because our dollars actually do speak for us. Every receipt is a vote. Every purchase is a statement. And even if corporations are listening, we need to keep talking. If they are listening. If they're not listening, we need to keep talking. So here's the question I'll leave you with. Are we paying attention to where our money is going? Or are we just paying? are we really utilizing our dollars, the financial basis of what our foundation is, or are we just paying to live? Right? So listen, man, that's all for today on Conscious Dollars. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, this show is about awakening purpose in your pockets and power in your financial choices. So be sure to subscribe, leave a review, share this episode with somebody who's been asking the hard questions about money and meaning. Share this with a friend, right? Somebody that you've been walking this journey with. If you've been part of that 40-day fast from Target, that intentional spending. So as always, love, light, and energy. Until next time, let's stay intentional, let's stay informed, and keep your dollars conscious. Signing out.